My name is Don Howard, and I've been coming to Notch 8 for almost 2 years. So what specifically brought me to Notch 8, okay, I didn't start out at Notch 8. I went to a box back home in Michigan, and it kind of mirrored Notch 8. A lot of fun, great community and all that stuff. Really didn't want to leave, but the Army called and sent me here. So I started out at another box here in Indianapolis, not going to name the names, but it just didn't seem like back home. It didn't seem like a family community, really dark, really dreary from the actual lighting to the people. It seemed more of like, nothing against like all those barbell bodybuilders, but you watch that stuff on like a podcast or something, it's all like dark and just like dreary and dirty, and that's what that place felt like. So then I ran into this place just driving around because I work right down the road. Came in, I met Chris Brock initially. He was running like a nooner class, and I just came here and I loved it ever since.
Hey guys, Coach Mark here. Notch 8 Athletics, talking to you about August Athlete of the Month, Don Howard. All right. Let me first talk about first meeting Don Howard. All right. First time I met Don Howard, we were both recruiters for different branches. Don's a recruiter for the active duty branch and the reserve branch, and I was running a recruiting team here in Hendricks County for the National Guard. One of the recruiters that worked for me that was assigned to Danville High School was having some issues trying to get a slot to go in and work with a study hall period where he could be in front of the kids and talking to them and kind of running that period. The active duty Army wanted that same time slot, and there was some conflict between my recruiter and their recruiters. So we set up a meeting with the principal at Danville High School, and it was Sergeant First Class Don Howard and his recruiter, and then myself and my recruiter, sitting in there talking to the principal about the time slot, who wanted it, who should get it, how we should split it up, what we should do best. Needless to say, we walked out of there somewhat resolved, but I think it was a little salty on both ends. Fast forward about 6 months after that, and I'm standing behind the counter at Notch 8, getting ready to coach, and this guy walks in with his son, gets changed out of uniform and comes out, and I can't put my finger on it how I know this guy or where I've seen him before from, it turns out. As soon as he came out of the bathroom and saw me, I was like, I know you from somewhere, and he's like, Danville High School. He just kind of had that look like, oh, I remember you. Needless to say, it was one of those like, this is gonna be interesting here in the gym. He originally was assigned to a different coach, so that worked out in our best interest, I think, at first. And then he and his son actually ended up reverting to me, and we became really good friends over the last couple of years. That was back in 2015. I coached him and his son. I was there the day that his son swore into active duty Army to ship off for basic training. So to be a part of that in their lives was really cool for us to share that together. So Don and I have kind of, we started off in this like weird rocky shoe place, but we've progressed and become extremely good friends, extremely close. I think that we built a really good friendship inside and outside the box to the point where even him and I went to a tattoo artist together. We both got similar tattoos on our inner bicep. It's got the semicolon, the suicide symbol, and then IGY6 for I got your six. It's for the 22 service members a day that we lose to suicide for post-traumatic stress, depression, things like that. So that was something else that we decided to share, and he's got one on his inner bicep as well. So it's just something that we can kind of carry together, and it's just one more extension of our friendship and where we've come to from where we started.
So how I feel about the community here, that's like multi-tiered. It goes from like family within to family without, or outside, not without, but family within and then family outside the walls as well. And what I mean by that is like while we're here, we're rooting for each other, we're cheering each other on, competing against each other like little brother, big brother type issues. Like yesterday, for instance, we were all done and there was another athlete still working out. I'll say her name, it was Nellie. We all gathered around, Esther grabbed us up, we all gathered around her and we're cheering her on through her last 100th burpee of the day. It was 100 burpees for time. And then, like I said, so we'll do the open workouts here, and those those go on for a long time. And then we actually do like after the workout party type deal. So we stood around, we ate food afterwards, we played a little bit of cards. So like this last open workout, the last one of this last year, me, Mark, and a couple others, we're here till like 2, 3 in the morning playing euchre, so just stuff like that. And then outside the box, I know people get together, like they go down to Parabellum and shoot guns. They do out of the box competitions that like fund Wheeler House. and just stuff like that. So it's a multi-tiered family community, really, if you will.
Oh man. Don came to us as a previous CrossFitter, so he was already familiar with the movements and was a pretty good athlete. And coming from a military background, he already knows how to run, do push-ups, sit-ups. He understands the endurance side of things. So it's just been more or less gaining strength over the last couple of years, which he has done. Lifts have improved, strength's improved, endurance has improved. So it's just been nothing but up. But Don didn't come to us, bare bones, nothing. He already had a CrossFit background and an athletic background and a military background. So it was easy to build on what he already had because I had the same foundation and same structure. So it was really easy to work with him because it was, doing the things that I like to do and I like to talk about. And it's easy to motivate him because it's different motivating guys that work out in here, ladies that work out in here that are military, police, fire. They kind of have a different mindset in terms of the whole get in your face and scream. And then your everyday mom and dad comes in here. You don't quite want to take that route with them. So it was always fun and kind of easy with Don when we were training together because I know where I can push and what I can say to get a response out of him to get him to move a little bit more. So.
All right, so coming from a military background and being fairly in shape before coming to CrossFit, personally the reason I chose CrossFit as opposed to, like a franchise gym or something like that, mostly for the community. Because, I could go pay way less money and go to a regular gym and work out by myself. Or work out with one buddy, put some earbuds in my ear, do a couple reps, rest, do a couple reps and rest. It just gets boring. There's not that drive to compete either. Because I don't want to walk across the stage and be a bodybuilder or a show guy. I just want to stay in shape and have endurance. So that community aspect and having 20 different people in a class with you competing, and not only that, but you have a coach there, so if you do a rep wrong or whatever, or you're just down and out and the coach can tell, he's going to come over and yell at you in a nice way, maybe not a nice way, not Mark or Zeke, but they're going to come over and tell you, hey, straighten out your back, get your shoulders up, whatever the case may be. Or if you're lollygagging on the run or whatever, they're going to come out, hey man, this is where you need to push it, or hey man, this is where you need to rest. There's always that constant, one, competition amongst your peers, and then two, that constant coaching and helping you through a workout. Okay, so my favorite CrossFit move, that's kind of that's a big answer too, because there's multiple moves I really like. So one of my, anything hero wad wise, they really suck when they're happening, but I like them because of what they mean. So like Murph, I really love Murph, and I did it this year, first time with a vest on, and I really enjoyed it. It sucked while it happened, like I said, but I really enjoyed it. Just to feel what that hero felt when he was doing it, because the intent behind hero wads is it's a fallen soldier or a service member that has a workout that they really like. So Murph is one of my favorites. We just did Chief the other day. I really love Chief now. But anything, I'd say outside of like the hero wads, I really like Cindy. Cindy's my favorite. So it's, pull-ups, push-ups, and air squats. Those are three of my favorite moves within the gym. Olympic lift wise, I really like the deadlift just because I can move a lot of weight that way. My least favorite move in the gym would have to be the row or wall balls. I hate both of those with a passion.
I get wall balls, man, but the row?
That thing sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. I would rather run. Whenever they give the option, if they're like, you can run a row, I'm always running.
Yeah.
I would much rather run than run.
There's so many days I wake up and I try and imagine Nache without Don, and I smile. No, I'm just kidding. Having Don as part of the Nache community, I'll tell you what, having him and his son together was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed that because Josh is a great athlete too, and he's currently gone serving active duty. So to see, it really was cool for me to see him and his son together because they were very competitive with each other, but they pushed each other and built each other up. So they brought that together in here all the time, and it was hard to see Josh go. I know especially for him as a father, but even for me as a coach, because Josh was a great kid to have around. But Don and I, like I said, have a different dynamic, and having him in here, not only as another service member, but like I said, we have so much in common. So just having that and the friendship that we built in and out of the box, having here, man, every time he comes in and I know that I'm coaching a class or working out in a class that he's a part of, it makes a better day for me. And I know for the other athletes as well. Everybody responds well to Don, everybody likes Don. I mean, you can't say an unkind thing about him. You could, but you'd really have to search in a deep, dark place to find it. Don. Don, again, man, I appreciate our friendship that we've built over the last couple years. I appreciate your athleticism, what you bring to the box. Every time you come in, you push, you give it 100%, whether it's early in the morning, lunch break, afternoon. You come in here and you get after it. You're a great representation of what an athlete in here, should be attitude-wise and athletic-wise, as well as, outside the box with what you do for a living. So thank you for your friendship and thank you for your service to this country.
All right, so just to end, I'd like to thank everybody in the gym for always being there and cheering me on. There was a lot of late nights where it was just me and Tim, the coach Tim, so I appreciate that. I appreciate all the coaches, thank you. And thank you most of all for this. It's a really humbling experience. And last but not least, thank you to Mark for being my coach and just always being there for me, whether it's text, Facebook, or here in the box in general. So just thank you to everybody. It's been a great year and a half, 2 years, however long it's been, and I look forward to being here for another year or two.
And then one more big shout out here at the end, Josh, because I know you'll get to see this video once Dad posts it to Facebook and we all share it out there. So I know you're out in Georgia right now at Hunter Army Airfield, so we appreciate what you're doing. We do miss you. Hope to see you next time you're home visiting. You can drop in. Take care, brother, and watch your six.
And I'd like to give a last shout out to my boy Josh. Really proud of him for what he's doing. I'd like to say following in his dad's footsteps, but every time he says that, I get on him and I tell him he's creating his own footsteps. So shout out to you, buddy, where you're at right now. I love you. Just keep your head up, and I'm always here for you. Big shout out to you because this is where, I know I did CrossFit before, but this is where it really started here when me and you started together. I love you, man, and just keep your head up, like I said, and see you soon, all right?